Hey, kia ora. I'd like to endorse the initiative that international teams have taken around encouraging and helping churches to engage more winsomely with their youth. If a church doesn't have a program suiting community children and younger youth, then quite obviously many of them won't come. So something is needed. Older people, like us adults, also often have experience and abilities, and many of these are like an untapped resource in local churches. Many adults could effectively run a fun program. So what if people in their 30s to 70s were helped to build teams of younger leaders who are then being discipled by the older ones, who are in their teens and in their 20s, who run programs and connect with young people in schools? And what if the depth of conversation, which is fairly limited in a weekly program, was then expanded by intentionally involving camping, where conversations often go further and where people's lives can be meaningfully impacted? What international teams are suggesting is that an intentional approach with older leaders in churches intentionally working with younger leaders who they're raising up and helping and discipling to, by various means, connect with young people in schools and in running a weekly program with camps in the picture is an effective strategy to expand connections and service within a community by a local church. What they're bringing to the picture is intentionality and vision for your leadership, and this might catalyse things that might not happen otherwise. Programs don't reach people, it takes people to reach people. As a brief story, about half a dozen years ago, I participated in starting a church-based scouts group at our local church. Now, we have 4 boys, and with a bit of practice following the guy Kevin who started it, who was an absolute pro, I quickly worked out it could be really fun running programs 10 times per term based around what we the leaders would love to do with our kids, teaching them different practical and material skills. Within the mix of that, we've shared stories which have had dynamics around faith and purpose, encouraging them that every person's life matters, every person counts because God is there. And in the mix of this, we also took an interest in the parents, and we ended up with an environment conducive to parents wanting to stay. So they would sit around the sides of the hall during our weekly meetings, and they would also therefore hear the thoughts that were shared. And this brought ideas around spirituality, hope, faith, purpose into their conversations as well. And all I'm sharing this to say is that it was effective. It is possible. And this group now continues. I served for just over 5 years with it. But it continues healthily, being run by people who might otherwise have been overlooked in church hierarchies, and yet who have practical hands-on gifts to get alongside young people to be able to mentor and to help them. So the principles that international teams are promoting really do work. The vision, as Lincoln Rout shared it with me, has resonated with me from the very start. This is wisdom for leadership to connect with young people while mentoring older young people. So please give some time to this ministry. Give some time to listen to the vision and to give your members an opportunity to hear it as well, because it might just catalyse someone to action in a way that they haven't thought of before, and that might make a difference.